In the heart of an ancient city nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling sea, there lived a community of believers who worshipped one God, a stark contrast to the rest of the city's pagan population. Among them were 7 young men and 1 dog. Despite their tender years, possessed unwavering faith. Every day after their King Solomon had retired for the night, they would secretly leave their homes and hasten to the house of a nobleman. There, in the hushed quiet of the night, they would recite the scriptures, seeking solace and strength in the words of their faith. Their devotion was a beacon in the darkness, yet it couldn't forever remain hidden. The oppressive king, driven by his insatiable desire to snuff out any light that could challenge his authority, eventually caught wind of their secret gatherings. Fearful for their safety, the young believers fled into the mountains, seeking refuge in a cave that echoed with the whispers of the wind. As the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the land, they made their way into the mouth of the cave. And as night fell, a profound stillness settled upon the cave, broken only by the soft sound of their voices raised in prayer. Suddenly, the entrance of the cave was illuminated by a brilliant light, enveloping the young believers in its radiance.
إذ أوى الفتية إلى الكهف فقالوا ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا.
In that moment, they fell into a deep sleep, their bodies untouched by the passage of time. Within the cave, centuries rolled by like the waves crashing against the shore. Decades turned into centuries, and the world outside the cave underwent a dramatic transformation. The oppressive empire of King Solomon crumbled into dust, replaced by new kingdoms and empires that rose and fell like the tides. Yet the sleepers remained undisturbed, protected by the will of the Almighty. Meanwhile, outside the cave, the seasons shifted and the world moved on. Spring's gentle touch gave way to the scorching heat of summer, which in turn yielded to the vibrant hues of autumn. Winter's icy breath painted the landscape in white, only to be replaced by the blooming flowers of spring once again. Year after year, the cycle of seasons played out, each leaving its ephemeral mark on the world, all while the sleepers remained in their timeless slumber. But the most astonishing transformation was reserved for the world beyond the natural world. Entire civilizations rose and fell, leaving behind relics of their grandeur. New languages emerged, old ones faded into obscurity. Technologies that were once deemed impossible became commonplace. The very fabric of society is shifted as humanity progressed, all unfolding its epic tale before the eyes of those who dared to dream of a time beyond their own. Now, many centuries later, a curious traveler stumbled upon the cave. Intrigued by its mysterious aura, he decided to explore its depths. As he ventured deeper into the cave, the air grew colder, sending shivers down his spine. Suddenly, his eyes caught sight of something extraordinary. 7 young men and a dog, frozen in slumber, their bodies seemingly untouched by the passage of time. Startled by this incredible sight, he hastened to inform the local bishop about his discovery. When the bishop arrived at the cave, he too was astonished by the sight before him. He examined the sleepers, marveled at their youthful appearance, and concluded that they must have been protected from the ravages of time by a divine providence. As the news of the sleepers spread, people from far and wide came to witness this extraordinary spectacle. Among them was an old man about 350 years old. He was able to get to know the youth, overwhelmed with joy and disbelief. One of the young men was his son, who had been lost to him for what seemed like an eternity. When the man's son awoke from his slumber, he recounted to the astonished onlookers the miraculous events that transpired in the cave. He spoke of how they had fled the clutches of the oppressive king, sought refuge in the cave, and then fell into a deep sleep, only to awaken after what felt like a blink of an eye, yet was in reality the passage of centuries. His story was a testament to the power of their faith and the protective embrace of the Almighty. And so the tale of the people of the cave, also known as Ashab al-Kahf, reminds us that when we put our trust in God, He can preserve us, protect us, and guide us even through the most challenging times. It is a story that transcends time, reminding us that no matter what trials we face, we should hold fast to our beliefs and never lose hope in the mercy of the Almighty.